It is a Victory Monday here on CHGO. We are here to break it down. Lance Briggs is here as well. There he is. There's his hand. Get ready for it. It's going to be a great show. We're here with you, Bears fans, celebrating on a Monday. CHGO Bears starts right now.
Victory Monday indeed. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It is CHGO Bears Podcast, proudly brought to you on a victory by our friends at Bet365. It is never ordinary at Bet365. Proudly sponsored today. We love our friends there. Get your money made with our friends at Bet365. I hope you made that money yesterday and believed in the Bears and cashed those dollars.
I hope if you bet the Rams yesterday, you used Bet365.
That's true.
The 17-point
cash in
thing,
and then have it go sideways.
Anybody who lost the Rams bet yesterday on that blocked field goal at the end of the game that was returned for a touchdown by a 400-pound dude running 18 miles an hour. Very impressive, but my thoughts and prayers are with you.
We have a fired-up show here. Adam Hoge's been in a mood all morning long. He's just absolutely ripped my head off in the pregame show meeting. It was good. Briggs, you missed it. Yeah, you would have enjoyed it. Braggs, if you're at home watching it, you would have loved it.
Greg would have definitely loved it.
Yeah.
I don't like how he flipped the ball to Ben.
Don't take away my takes before I get to give my
It's a perfect accent.
Can I give my takes before I get blasted by Hoge on the show? LB, Lance Briggs here. Brick by Brick was phenomenal last night, as per always. We thought that we would just start the show as a tribute to the Bears on a Victory Monday, and everybody loved the Ben Johnson post-game celebration. Good, better, best, which I don't think we actually got the words right on the show yesterday, Hoge, what he's saying. Yeah,
we did. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good gets better and your better gets best.
Okay, we didn't get that right yesterday, but we definitely just got it right now. It was a great moment, and now we have. By the way, we got gear, which
look at it.
Look at that shirt. I mean, our merch department's not playing around.
I feel like they've been waiting to bring this one out for a long time, huh?
You know
it was Hoge's idea.
You don't get many Victory Monday shirt releases, okay? So
right.
The last one came at the end of a 5-win season, so I think we'll take it.
Our general manager Jake walked in as I was writing my amazing grades last night. ALLCITY.com. Check out Karm's grades. That's great content. I was sitting there. He's like, Karm, great idea on the T-shirt. And I was like, oh, really? We're doing Karma mentality? I'm so excited. And he's like, oh, no. The good, better, best thing. I'm like, Hoge said that we should do a good, better, best team. I'm like, of course he did. Great idea by Hoge.
Well,
it's fantastic.
Hoge CEO.
I'm just glad it got done.
In 5 seconds.
And my reward as I walked in here today, my desk was gone. Which had me a little nervous.
Yeah. No,
but,
Hoge had his own desk, and we just made an executive decision when he wasn't here last week that he didn't need that desk. Yeah. And Hoge's very upset about this. You can email me from at the Karm, and we can discuss this further offline. All right. So we thought we would start the show with our good, our better, and our best from yesterday. So the man without a desk, you get to do your good, better, and best first.
I'm going to toss it to Steven first. Get you fired up a little bit?
It's intense.
A little bit. It was intense.
For good intensity.
Well, for the people out there that are going back to Matt Eberflus's first win and his just boring, snoozing post-game locker room, you guys all get a gold star. That's amazing. Well, when we do right, it's right. Right?
Basically, you just played it for me.
It was so bad.
A lot of rights.
By the way, the Flu started 1-0. That was the QB slide, San Francisco tornado, hurricane, Botswana game that they won.
Yep.
Botswana.
I don't know.
We're turning the page on that.
Yeah, we're young.
All right, here's my good, my better, and my best. I'm going to go with the offensive line for good because there are a lot of clean pockets for Caleb to be standing in, at least compared to what we're used to around here. Is it perfect? No. Does Dallas really have any pass rushers? Not really. Does Matty Eberflus ever blitz? No, not much. Not really. But you play who you play, and honestly, it looked pretty good last week too, for the most part. So, and I'm gonna give you a special shout out to two guys because first of all, Joe Tooney. Someone needs in this town to keep giving Joe Tooney props every week because otherwise no one's going to talk about him because he's just one of those offensive line that nobody talks about him because he doesn't do anything wrong ever. So, but if you go, shout out to Steven because he brought this to my attention. A lot of little intricacies on the White House flea flicker, they called it. But Joe Tooney took a double team and was the only reason that play survived after the grenade that was thrown backwards to Caleb Williams. And then also Braxton Jones, he's going to have tougher tests, obviously, than he did yesterday, but he was challenged by the coaches to put together a full game, not fall off in the second half like he did in the first two games, and he did do that. So my good is the offensive line. Do you want me to just do all of these, or should we go back and forth? I think you should do
them all. Let's go.
Okay.
That's how Ben does it. He does his good, and he does his better, and he does his best.
My better is Tyreek Stevenson because he played better, and it was big. Bears needed that. Jalen Johnson out. They just need guys, especially these second-round picks, the Gervon Dexters, the Tyreek Stevensons. These guys need to step up and play better, and Tyreek Stevenson did that. He set the tone early. I was joking around about this on Hogan Johnson's morning. I thought it would have been hilarious. I'm glad he didn't do this because we need Tyreek to focus on ball and not extracurricular stuff. But wouldn't it have been funny if after he ripped the ball out of Javonte Williams' hands, if he ran over to Matty Eberflus and handed it to him?
That would have been the greatest moment.
Here's your takeaway.
That would be too many steps backwards.
Yeah, I know.
After.
I'm glad he didn't do it.
Me too.
But I would have laughed if he did. And my best, I took Ben Johnson out of this, by the way, because I'm just concentrating on the players. But he's a candidate for this too. But Caleb Williams, look, you can nitpick. You could definitely point out a few throws where the accuracy wasn't perfect. But at the end of the day, the guy had 142 passer rating, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. This is exactly what you want in this day and age from a quarterback. The Bears never have this. So instead of nitpicking on a Monday, we can save that for tomorrow. We just celebrate a really good quarterback performance. We don't get many of those. He was the number 3 quarterback in EPA yesterday in the entire National Football League.
Hells yes.
Awesome.
Go, Caleb, go.
Yep.
Go, Caleb, go.
Briggs, you want to jump in here?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Good.
Better, best.
Okay, we'll go good. Let's go good. Let's go with Caleb good. Okay. Have to acknowledge, the game that he had. And even in the game that he had, I think he can be even better. And then down the stretch, I counted, I think, 5 misses, that I thought were on him. We reduced that down to 1, maybe 2. Those tight games, the big games that we play later on, we win those games, or we have a chance to win those games. Better goes to my man Tremaine Edmunds. All right, 2 picks, 1 in the end zone. Have to show the man some love. Okay, he was flying around making plays, but that pick in the end zone was huge. And best, can't leave him out. Ben Johnson. All right, because especially after a week of us really questioning the whole organization from top to bottom and saying, listen, you put out, you put out basically a trash effort, the week before to come out and offense, defense, special teams, but special teams wasn't bad. But they put out great effort. It doesn't matter to me what team it is. You go out there, you play football that way, then we know that there's hope.
Yeah, we're be a little redundant here because great minds think alike, and I like being on the team with 55 here. But so my good, I'm going to get a little more specific on that offensive line. I want to shout out my guy Braxton Jones. Everybody wrote him off. Ozzie Trapilla is going to be the left tackle. Anybody's going to be the left tackle. Braxton got called out last week by Ben, saying that his play, as the game went on, started to get worse. They thought they might have to sub him out this week, but it didn't happen. He played all the snaps, so shout out to him. The Cowboys, not only did they not have a sack, they had one quarterback hit the whole game. Sam Williams got credit for that. That's an impressive performance. So shout out Braxton, stepping up, a guy that had been under fire a little bit, spotlight on him. I thought he had his best game of the year, so it makes me happy too because Braxton's a great guy. My better, Caleb, better week 1 to week 2, better week 2 to week 3. How high is up? I don't know. We can talk about it, and I'm just talking about this particular year. But his partnership with Ben is clearly growing. The flea flicker play, that throw is elite. I don't know how many quarterbacks in the NFL could make that throw, but it ain't a lot. The flip got deflected, and there was a little contact there. We've talked about that a ton, but just, got it in his hands. I mean, just an incredible throw. And more so than any of the throws he made yesterday, I just think that we're seeing him calm down. We're seeing him have just feel settled in the offense and having some fun out there. Love the post game. Gave Ben the ball. It was a good note in Brad Biggs' piece in the Trib today that Kevin Byard, one of the defensive leaders, like, hey, give this ball to Ben. Caleb listening to his teammate, that's a great idea. Here you go, Ben. I thought all that was sweet. So he gets the better, and best has got to go to Ben. Ben started off last week saying our championship practice habits are, we are less than that. Not afraid to go to the media and use that platform to get guys' attention. And then forget about all that. Let me dial up this play. If you go back and watch the flea flicker play, it is such a phenomenal design where Luther comes out and he's looking like absolutely sell and run, going super slow, and then boom. And then you hear the behind the scenes. We told him count. I was told to count to 3. So, not very difficult for a young guy. Go out there, act like you're doing that. It's a run play. Count to 3, and then run your ass off. And that's it. And he was beyond wide open, which is why Caleb was like, "Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball," and then I'm gonna fire it 60 yards in the air. It was just an incredible design. So. This has been you had the reverse to Zacchaeus. You're doing everything creative in the run game. The 19-play drive, run the ball 11 straight times. This was a Ben Johnson day, and it's why I felt for a while, and I think most Bears fans have felt for a while. The Bears are just in a completely different spot right now. As rocky as the first 2 weeks were, and he put a lot on himself in week 1, having Ben Johnson here is a complete game changer, and we are incredibly lucky for it. So,
Steven, you were in our pre-show meeting. Was that whole Caleb thing he just did exactly how it sounded an hour ago?
There was a different tone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Steven.
Yeah.
I'm getting called in here a lot.
Didn't a player have 2 interceptions?
Yeah.
A player had 2 interceptions, one in the end zone.
A linebacker, in fact.
Well, linebacker, which is crazy.
So let me do to Hoge let me do to you what I did to Hoge in the pregame thing.
Okay.
Tremaine's interceptions came. It was 31-14. Game's over.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
What's done?
I'm uncomfortable in the middle.
When it comes to the professor's grades, and it comes to especially and down the stretch, any defense that holds their opponent to 14 points gives us a great, not a little, a great chance to win.
100%. But the interceptions itself.
So there's less value because it came when we had 31 points rather than early in the game? Because you have to maintain that. Because you have to maintain that low score for 4 quarters.
He picked
That's
off
4 quarters of maintaining only 2 touchdowns.
Let me ask you this. Do you think you're going to really I'm really putting myself in harm's way right now.
There
here,
you
55.
go. Come on now.
Do you think that Mark Carman could have picked off the second one? that little floating pile of turd in the end zone.
Not the way I seen you walking through the studio yesterday. No.
That throw sucked. He was just standing there. Anybody could have caught that.
It's no. It's no. It's listen. We watch a lot of incredible movement in slow motion on TV, and when we see it in slow motion, a lot of people think, yeah, I could have done that. Okay, but in real time, in that matter of 6 to 7 seconds, the guy be able to read, react, and be where he needs to be and catch that ball. If anybody could do it, right? If anybody could do it, then they wouldn't be paying people so much money. It is very difficult to do.
Well, and let me be clear, and I know this is hard for people with the nuance. I thought Tremaine had one of his best games as a Bear.
Absolutely.
Last time he had 15 tackles, it was his second game in a Bear uniform. I mean, it's been a long time. He had 6 solo. He was around the ball all day long.
2 picks.
And he gets the 2 picks. The one that was deflected and he reacted, that was a phenomenal job. The second one, I do think that even limpy Greg Braggs would have had a chance at it. I mean, he probably would.
He's still in the end zone.
He's in the.
I don't care.
The magnitude of what that is. Like, we erased what could have been 7 points, and we get the ball back. Like, we completely take them out, and we get the ball back.
Yeah, no. It was good, but after I'm not. Wow. The game was over.
Okay.
Game was over.
Let me ask you guys some questions
over.
here.
Yes.
Karm, is T.J. Watt a good player?
T.J. Watt's a very good player.
Is
yes.
Cam Hayward a good player?
Yeah, where are we going?
Jared Verse, pretty good second-year pass rusher for the Rams.
Okay.
Antoine Winfield Jr. Stevens' guy, Jamel Dean, had a pick 6 yesterday.
Yeah.
You know who was better than all of those players yesterday?
Again, Hoge not understanding my nuance.
No, I am not understanding any of your nuance today.
You're just not understanding the nuance. I'm not saying he didn't play well. I just said he had a great game.
Tremaine Edmunds was the number 2 defensive EPA player yesterday. The only player that was better was Isaiah Rodgers, who was insane and had 2 defensive touchdowns.
I want to cut in here because I take umbrage with Karm saying he would catch the ball in the end zone.
Okay.
And we got some throwback footage here to Karm's time in West Virginia. This is a really well-thrown ball by Tyson Bagent and a drop.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Steven just with the receipts.
Listen, that's clutch right there that you were able to catch
can't
that.
believe you just did that. First of all,
You can't claim you're going to catch an easy ball in the end zone and then have that video
Can we
out there.
re-rack that?
can you?
I can't.
Why don't you show the one where I caught it?
I don't have that one.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
I do have that one.
But also, you just sat here and said you could catch.
Listen, that's from 30 yards out, and he flung it.
That's not
No
on
excuses.
Steven, that's not on the screen. By
It
the
was
way.
catchable. You touch it, you catch it.
No, I
Are you okay?
Listen. I should have caught it. This was embarrassing, but this is blasphemy. And my belly was. I was 10 pounds over
You
at
got
that
the bent
point.
knees. Look at your knees. Your knees are
Look
bent.
at that move. Look at that move.
Woo!
Look
Look
at
at
that
those
move.
elbows.
Oh God.
I mean, all due respect, Tyson lobbed that one up for you. He didn't even make that hard on you. And you're Mr. would you call that a turd that got thrown in the end zone yesterday? Then that's the receipt
so
that
easy,
gets pulled up for you?
Yeah, so this is a good job by Steven. Credit to Steven. That's embarrassing, 100%. And actually, that ball that I dropped is actually, I'll throw myself under the bus. That is proof that I probably would have dropped the one yesterday. But I'll tell you this much, I would have got my hands on it.
Which is even worse. It's even worse.
Okay, well, here, we actually – hold on, where are we at here?
We are way late.
We're late. We want to talk about the defense with you. And I want to know if you think that this is if this whole thing is sustainable. So can we do that?
It's sustainable.
Okay. All right. Hey, hold that thought.
Okay.
'Cause we'll continue it. But first. Hey, shout out to our friends at Circa Sports Illinois, whatever the sport, the app to bet on, Circa Sports Illinois. It's betting the way it should be. And yes, we're going to be having a great time at Circa when we go out to Vegas. And you can have a great time betting on Circa tonight. Well, you liked it right there, Hoger. 4.5-point favorite, those Ravens and the Lions.
Ravens.
Ravens, huh?
Ravens.
All right. Nick Wright, who got every game wrong this week, is picking the Lions tonight. Just put that. Just
good.
I mean, just
go Ravens.
try and take a shot at my guy. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Spreads, props, futures, in-game. Circus Sports has it fun and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. You do have to be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And I think I'm actually with Nick. I might take the Lions tonight. I think they keep it within 4.5. The Ravens win the football game. Circa Sports, Illinois.
And I am definitely pushing you into the pool at Circus Swim on Friday.
I look forward to that.
And I hope you're dressed exactly like you are right now.
This is my party shirt. You like it?
Yes. It looks very nice.
Thank you. Go Bears.
Okay. Hey, whether you need snapbacks, truckers, fitteds, beanies, or tees, Brandon at Bills has you covered with performance and style. If you're looking for some gear to make your brand stand apart from the crowd, do what we did.
Man, that hat is nice.
Look at this Hogan Johns hat. Brandon Bills.
Look at the way it breathes.
It does breathe. Let's get the, yeah.
Our guy Caleb and Connor, they were wearing it yesterday, the two of them at the tailgate.
I'm pretty sure.
They looked amazing.
I'm pretty sure it's like waterproof too or something. Brandon Bills has you covered with the best custom headwear. Start your order. Their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel you need, just like this thing. Plus, they have a partnership with 40 colleges, including 10 Big Ten schools. Head to BrandonBills.com. Use code BBCHGO for 15% off your first order.
All right. To the defense we go.
Yeah.
Cowboys were running that ball with not a lot of trouble yesterday.
They're effective. Effective.
And we did see Dominic Robinson get to the quarterback yesterday. We did see Montez get to the quarterback. Yep. That was great to see.
Yes, indeed.
But we were having the conversation pregame, like, is this defense sustainable? So obviously we want everybody's thoughts here. But Lance, why don't you give us your expertise here?
I do think it's sustainable. I think the thing that we're all most concerned about is being able to get pressure. All right, when we were able to get pressure against a very good offense in Dak Prescott, the run fit stuff is extremely fixable. And it doesn't really matter what team and what season and what's going on. If we're getting gashed against the run, meaning the running backs are leaking and through the line of scrimmage and getting 4, 5, 6, 7 yards a pop, it's very simple of getting guys into their gaps. I thought from watching the Dallas offensive line, they stayed on the defensive line. They stayed on those initial double teams quite long. So with that being said, that means our safeties and our linebackers have to come downhill. There was a third and 2 situation, and I think they had a tight end. They had a wing with one back. So we all know right now, the rule is one back, one gap. As soon as they come down, those offensive linemen, they double team. We've got to shoot that gap right now. We read run, it's 2 yards. So if you don't come down with velocity, you're opening the gate for the running back to basically you're giving him the 2 yards. So you have to once you read run, you have to come downhill with ill intentions because you have to stop. You have to know that he only needs to get 2 yards. If they're doubling down, that means there's a gap that's wide open that you have to run through to make the play. I thought we didn't do a good job running downhill on runs. That's very fixable. And I think we have the guys that are capable of doing it. Now, is that the way they're being coached? I don't know. I know if it's run, we come downhill. Maybe there's a difference there.
Do you see this as go ahead, Hope.
Well, this is all part of taking the temp, as we are taking the temp on whether or not this is sustainable for the Bears defense. Make sure your trusted local experts, you check them out. 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Visit 4seasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's 4seasonsheatingcooling.com.
Great job. Do you think, where are you at with this defense?
Well, so we've had a lot of coaches come through this town and talk about complementary football, and very few have been able to execute it. And what we saw yesterday was a defense that wasn't perfect, but was able to, you say, wait, man, at halftime, did you think they would hold them to no points? in the second half.
Sure.
But what you saw was complementary football because you saw the offense help the defense out by going on a 19-play drive that took up 10 minutes of the third quarter.
Correct.
Now, can you count on that all the time, 19-play drives? No, that was the longest drive that's existed in football this season. 19-play drives are rare. But what you can do is if this and I'm not even saying you got to go out and score 31 points every week and blow teams out by double digits, but the Bears had only a 7% negative play percentage yesterday. So they limited, we talked about in the pregame, limited the negative plays, limit the mistakes. You don't go backwards. You have a better chance of going forwards and moving the chains. And the more you can do that, then you can help out a defense that I think we would all agree right now is not perfect. We've had too many times, though, in the history of this franchise, including most of the time you were playing 55, where the defense had to make up for the fact that the offense couldn't keep the chains moving, that couldn't sustain some drives, and to the point where you guys had to actually go out and score the points half the time too. This isn't that defense. So if the Bears are going to survive, if this is going to be sustainable defensively against a good offense, mind you, yesterday too, the Cowboys have their problems. They have a good offense. It could be sustainable, though, if the offense picks up their end of the bargain. And if they do that, then you can bend a little bit and hopefully, come up with the takeaways like they did when it mattered, because they still did do that.
Every week's going to be different. You would hope every week would look similar to this score right here, where the defense gives up 14 points or holds a point to 14 points. Offense scores in the 30s. It's not going to be that way. However, regardless of anything that's going on defensively, if you can keep that number near 14, keep it under 20, keep it at 17 or less, the percentage or the chance of the Bears winning over the next 14 games is extremely high. It's extremely high.
So pure eye test, as I'm watching yesterday and then I'm watching the game again today. And you just watch up. If I'm just watching up front, physically, they're just not winning up front. Grady Jarrett looks compromised. He's getting pushed back. He's looking tired. Montez Sweat is playing 60% of the snaps. He's asking off.
Turner, number 92.
Yeah.
Was getting his ass whooped all game long.
Yeah,
95.
95, yeah, 95. There it is, 95. All game long. He was at the second level getting pushed back. That certainly was one of the issues with the run.
He did bark at a guy, though, once.
Good.
Did you guys see that video?
All bark, no bite.
There's a video.
Shit.
There's a video of him standing there, like, after a play, like barking at one of the offensive linemen. It's
right.
hilarious.
We'll take a bark.
I'll take a bite.
I'm going to go with the bite.
Yeah. I do see every week, and it's interesting because he was written for dead in this town because they never used Noah Sewell. And now all of a sudden, I don't know what Matt Eberflus, Mr. Defense, was seeing in Noah, but whatever he saw, he didn't like it. I don't know if there's a personality issue there that they never clicked. All of a sudden, the dude's getting to play, and he's all over the field, and he's physical. So, like, I'm just looking. I guess what I'm looking
never
for.
let personality come in contact with you getting paid your money.
Well, yeah.
I'm
this is, obviously, they got that wrong because if he's this good now, he certainly could have helped him in prior years, but they just didn't use him. Now he's being used, and I'm just looking for.
Karm, there could be a lot of reasons why. He could have. It could have just clicked for him, and he showed out. Now you got to remember there was a Jack Sanborn that was in front of him as well. And Jack Sanborn, we all arguably should have been a guy that should have been on that field because when he's on the field, he always produces. So you're competing with those three backers plus a nickel backer and Kyler Gordon. There just wasn't room for him.
And that's why maybe the coaching staff actually had it right, and just Noah just got a lot better in the offseason, and Sanborn was the leading tackler for the Cowboys yesterday. Actually had a fairly decent day, 57, shot up 57. Will forever think positively about Sanborn. But my point is that if you're looking for somebody physical on this defense, Noah is one guy that I'm pointing to. Is like, oh, that guy looks like he's going to come out every week and just be around the ball and have some level of impact that the Bears haven't had, that they need right now, especially with TJ being out. And
that's what I want from, all players, but especially on defense. Like, you realize Noah Sewell was, a fifth-round pick?
Fifth round pick.
So you got to have relatively realistic expectations. But so he might not be the fastest guy out there or whatever, but if he plays like he is right now, where you could tell the effort's there, that he knows what he's doing. So he's doing what the coaches are asking him to do, be where they're asking him to be. And I'm sure it's not perfect. I'm sure you're seeing some of that 55. But, you play a certain mentality in a certain way, then you can get by with that. And right now, to me, Noah Sewell through 3 games has been that guy. I think it's been pretty good, right?
I love his effort. His ability to be around the ball on most plays is what you want out of a linebacker. You want a linebacker that's running to the ball, that is either at the ball each play, making the play, or he's showing up on the camera. He's always should be one of the 5, 6, 7, 8, or 11 guys that are around the ball.
Well, so let's ask this: if you're Dennis Allen and you're getting the level of pressure that you're getting up front right now, which is not a whole lot, are you going to go away from what you normally do and just try to become a bend don't break defense? Because that's your best option with this group?
You got to get pressure. You got to get to the quarterback. What you have to do is you have to get the timing on the defensive side. So the ball needs to come out under 4 seconds. If we can't get the ball to come out or get to the quarterback in 4 seconds or less, that puts the back 7 in danger. So we have to make sure that we can get the ball to come out, because when we do that, then fundamentally we can be sound on the backfield, in the back 7. Then we're not worried about the double move. Then when they run that post, we can break on it. When they run that out, we can plant our foot and we can break on it. But if we can't get to the quarterback, now we have to stay over the top, because they might do a double move now. They have enough time. Quarterback's patting the ball, so I have to stay over the top. Now we have to give him the out.
So would you – like they started out the first play of the game yesterday, they lined up Daniel Hardy's on the line of scrimmage. They're sending – it looks like they're sending 5. I mean, would you do stuff like that more? Are you sending 5 or are you sending 6 if they're not getting pressure?
You can make it look like you're sending 5 or 6 and not. You can do this more of the Flores – that's more the Flores look, where we look like we might be sending 7, but we're only sending 3. It's a mind game. It's a chess game. So you might show 5, bring 4. You might show 4 and then bring 5 late. That's the way. It's all the mind game and what you think you can get away with.
All right. Well, that was taking the temp. We're taking the temp on whether or not this defense, what they did yesterday, is sustainable. It'll be interesting to watch going forward, but that was all brought to you by your trusted local experts at Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Visit FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com.
Now, that's just like this is the teamwork on the show right now. You might not know it back at home, but it's truly incredible. There is some good, positive Bears news coming out on the injury front, and the professor is in town. He's ready to go, but first... Hey, shout out to our friends at CHSN, the Chicago Sports Network. It's the official TV and streaming home for the Blackhawks, Bulls, and White Sox, broadcasting over 300 live games per year. They offer an all-access plan, which is $29.99 a month. Gives you games for everybody, or $19.99 if you want to pick an individual team. You can sign up and watch CHSN at chsn.com, or you can watch via their app, the CHSN app, which can be downloaded on Apple and Android devices, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Samsung TV, and, of course, it's available on Xfinity, DirecTV Stream, and Fubo. You want to visit chsn.com for more details. The Chicago Sports Network, Blackhawks, Bulls, and White Sox. Maybe the Sox can avoid losing 100, although that is getting real dicey. Hoge.
Not looking good. Hey, coaches, listen up. If you're looking for more athletes to train, Eye on the Ball is where you need to be. It is simple. You just create your profile. You'll upload your background check, and boom, you're in. Plus, new promo for coaches right now. You can get a free 6 months when you sign up. Then it's just $50 a month or $500 for the whole year. Athletes of all ages and sports can find you directly. And here's the best part. Eye on the Ball doesn't mess with your schedule, your payments, or your business. You're in full control. They just connect you with athletes who are already looking for a coach like you. So if you're ready to grow your coaching business and reach more athletes, go check it out right now. It's called eyeontheball.net. Again, that is eyeontheball.net. Do not wait. Free 6 months right now. The athletes are already there looking for you. Go sign up, eyeontheball.net.
So breaking news coming out today that impacts the Bears. One, it's not till week 17, but the Bears will be playing at San Francisco. They will not be playing against Nick Bosa, who, unfortunately for Nick and the Niners, season-ending torn ACL in their win over Arizona yesterday. So that's no good for San Francisco, but does benefit the Bears. And then earlier today, the positive news on Colston Loveland, a hip injury from Adam Schefter, not believed to be serious, is expected to have a chance to play Sunday versus the Raiders. So that was a little bit nerve-wracking. It would not be good for winning games, but even more important than that, you want Loveland to be getting the full rookie experience. So whether he plays this week or not, it sounds like at worst he should be good coming out of the bye.
Too bad for our pregame. One of our pregame bets we put up on the screen yesterday was Colston Loveland, 3 catches. He was going to hit that. He honestly could have caught. He would have hit it if Caleb threw those 2 passes to him.
But if they listen to my same game parlay, that did hit.
Look at
I
you.
looked back at it later on.
Is it 2 in a row or just?
The other one wasn't a same game parlay, but it's 2
Yeah.
predictions in a row that were correct.
Steven knows what he's doing. So does the professor.
So does the
Sure
professor.
does.
Are we ready? All right, grades are in. So the professor didn't have to get too harsh yesterday. So
should be interesting, guys.
But hey, the professor he can zig when everybody's zagging. Let's get to it. Here we go. Let's give the professor his proper intro.
Yes, the professor is back. I would put no B+. There's no way. That is the lowest grade I've given this year. Listen,
I like the music.
the professor is extremely excited. He's pumping his chest to give these grades out. So let's get it started. Offensively, A+.
Wow, the professor.
Anytime you put up 30 points or more, you deserve a high grade. Well done. And the thing about it is, and yes, it was against Dallas. I don't care. I don't care, especially after the first 2 weeks. We can even get better. There are things that we can get better with, and I'm happy with it. Fellas, what do you think?
I mean, I'm in your same mindset. Like, I do not care. You play who you play. You execute what they're going to give you. You take what the defense is going to give you.
Please.
They did exactly that. Eberflus
some
said,
confidence. Yes.
here's 20 wide open wide receivers.
You had 4 touchdown passes to 4 different dudes.
Yes.
Your run game was not an A, but your run game production, DeAndre Swift catching balls out of the
87
backfield. It's a good
Yes.
that's a good job right there at a 41 yard scamper. That was also on a 3rd down. The timing of when you got a lot of these plays, I thought Kyle Monungai took a step forward yesterday. I got no problem with an A+.
There we go.
I love it. Hey, our guy Jeff Kavanaugh, who was on the show last week, covers
yeah.
the Cowboys for DLLS.
Yes.
He had a great line. He's like, I want Matt Eberflus to play man just so I know who to be mad at. He's like, I couldn't just sit back and zone. Everybody's open. I don't know whose fault it is.
That's true.
Well,
Let them pick you apart.
it's those men versus boys right there. Ben versus Flus. Let's just be honest.
A+ offense. All right.
Defense gets an A-. We give up 14 points, and typically that should lead to and all the takeaways that we had, it should lead to an A+. However, what we did do is we gave up more than 100 yards rushing. We have about 121, 127 yards rushing. That to me tarnished the A+, but hell, A- is pretty doggone good.
Yeah, Javonte Williams had 10 carries yesterday, 76 yards. Even I'm just saying, even the mathematicians that are not out there, that's a very easy math. That's 7.6 yards per carry. That's way too many. Miles Sanders had 41 on 9 carries. It's almost over 4.5 a carry.
Right.
So That's why we were having the sustainable conversation, because you look at it, you're getting physically beat up front, and guys are able to run the ball that easily. That's not a formula for winning.
I'd rather it be a run issue than a pass defense issue, because run fits are a lot simpler to fix than pass coverage. So if you're pass coverage, you're saying we're playing man and we got a guy that's just getting toasted all day long. I'm really concerned that guy that's going to start the next week, because the team they play next week, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to attack that guy. Run fit wise, we can look at it. We can know. You should know right away who wasn't in their gap and who didn't fill their gap, who wasn't where they're supposed to be. Right now, it's very simple. It's X's and O's.
Dennis Allen, dial it up.
I like the A- because it's kind of what we were talking about with Caleb. You can nitpick. Mm-hmm. Certainly, you don't like that 7.6 runs per carry or yards per carry stat. You got to get that. So there's plenty of things to fix. At the end of the day, though, no one thought they were going to hold the Cowboys to 14 points. That's what this game's all about. I don't care if Karm thinks the ball was just lobbed up to Tremaine Edmunds. It is an interception in the end zone. It counts. Is a takeaway. It matters. And 2 of the 4 takeaways were really nice.
Yes.
The Tyreek Stevenson ripping the ball.
That was phenomenal.
And somehow
that's next level.
Getting possession before going out of bounds. That was just an insane play. So they got to get credit for the takeaways.
Yes.
And who taught them how to do that?
That's right. Shout out Matt Eberflus.
I mean, a great job on Matt Eberflus. Well, I mean, he taught him the takeaway thing, and he did a great job developing Caleb yesterday, I thought.
Karm also thinks the Cowboys were completely out of their mind. You're running the ball 6.5 yards a carry, whatever it is. It's 3rd and 1. Give the ball to Javonte Williams and call it a day. That's a touchdown. Yeah. Didn't do it. 4th down. No, didn't do it. Then we get the Tremaine pick. I don't know what Dallas was thinking, but okay, we'll take it.
Yeah. Special teams. I gave special teams a B+. I think Tory Taylor had one nice punt that was inside the 10, and to contain Turbin, I think is pretty special. I think he's one of the better returners in the game. But we didn't. I mean, there wasn't any field goals. We didn't kick any field goals, anything like that, and there were no special teams plays that absolutely stood out.
What about the feathery touch of a Cairo Santos landing the ball inside the 20? So you didn't have to touch back. You're going back to 35. You kick it out of bounds. It's going to the 40. I thought Cairo had some good placement yesterday.
They did a good job of keeping the ball away from Turpin. They did. They had some okay returns, better returns. I thought they also almost had a punt blocked.
Correct.
If Roshan didn't tackle the guy, and that was a holding penalty. Little wrinkle in there. The first punt, we didn't get to this on the postgame show yesterday. They actually did a little bit of a rollout formation. They put the extra wing to the right side, and Tory Taylor did.
They rugbyed it?
A little rugby, Australian-style kick. They only did it that one punt, but I wonder if you'll see more of that. I like it for his style, but you don't see a whole lot in the NFL. The NFL is usually pro-style punts, and that's about it. Mm-hmm. So a little bit of a wrinkle there. And I also say this, too, because I know it hasn't been great on special teams so far. Do not forget, a lot of guys we like poo-poo, they're not great starters or whatever. Travis Homer's a good special teamer. He's on IR right now. Amen Agbagbamiga is on IR right now. He's a good special teamer. And Jalen Jones was out yesterday too, and he's a good special teamer. So they have been shorthanded on special teams, which usually means you're playing a bunch of young guys that haven't done it a whole lot. I'm just saying that this could be a unit that gets better as the season goes along.
Yeah. So, Mr. Special Teams, question for you, because I'm watching yesterday on the replay. Cole Kmet's out there a ton. Was he getting all these special team snaps last year? Because he's on coverage. He's doing a lot of. 85 is getting a lot of action. I'm like, this guy.
He is. I bet it's requested.
Yeah.
Okay.
I bet you he's like, I want to be on the field.
Okay. I mean, if you watch it, he's contributing.
Well, and and trust me, when that depth chart starts to get a little thin, and you start losing the core guys that you can trust as a special teams coordinator, you got 2 options. You either go to these younger guys that haven't done it a whole lot, or you say, hey, Mr. Starter, I know you can do this because you've done it in the past. Do you mind picking up a couple extra things this week. And Cole Kmet wants to be on that field. That dude is hard. You're going to drag him off the field. So he's somebody who's not going to complain about doing special teams.
Well, just do me a favor when you go out there this week and Richard Hightower is talking. Just ask him about the way Kmet is helping special teams. You'll look you'll look super smart.
Okay.
You can credit that Karm wanted that question asked because Karm.
Listen, very excited about this one, guys. Coaching gets an A. I really love this, especially after the last 2 weeks. So much in question. An A for Ben Johnson and getting his team ready to come out and play with great effort, play with a great attitude, play inspired football to pull all of us Bear fans out of the ditches and the dirt to say, okay, there is hope again.
Try to put you on the spot here, Lance.
Talk to me, Goose.
The brilliance of Ben Johnson, the flea flicker, the reverses, just the high end brain power. As a young guy, if you go back in time, would you have rather had Ben than Lovey?
No. No.
Come on.
I'm actually upset that I didn't answer that before it left your lips. Like, no, absolutely not.
Did you know it was going there?
Got a long way to go.
Did you feel it?
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, in during my time, Lovey was the coach that we needed. Right now, Ben's the coach that this team needs, and he's still got a long way to go. I mean, Ben, to get to where we got to go.
Those runs, 11 straight runs.
Listen, the way that he designed the flea flicker and that other, it was amazing. I've never seen anybody draw up a flea flicker like that, and the stutter by Luther drawing him in, then pew, taking off. It was a masterpiece.
Yeah, I'm just
that
saying.
That was such an unfair question.
Yeah, but that was like, I'm just saying, man? If they had just run the ball in the third quarter of the Super Bowl, we might have had a ring over there.
Oh my God!
Just saying.
No. Let's let Ben get us to the Super Bowl so that we can critique them.
We have these mornings where I'm in that meeting room for 5 minutes, and I know exactly what kind of day it's about to be.
Hey,
today was one of those
I was
days.
having a great time in the meeting. Hoge came in, he had an angry look on his face because somebody took his desk, and then he wanted to take it out on me, bite my head off. All I said, for those of you out that are watching the show live right now, all I said was
you should save it for the. I think when we come back, you should do your critique of the locker room situation.
Okay, thank you. Fantasy Cast Podcast, I see you. Thank you for your support. We'll do my brilliant locker room, almost as good as my press conference analysis, in a second, but first.
Ray Chevrolet and Fox Lake. You know them. You love them.
I do.
Ray got his Bears victory yesterday. He's very, very happy. So he's slashing prices on new cars.
He's coming to Vegas. You won't be able to buy directly from him this weekend, but he's got a great team.
We'll give you his phone number. You can call him directly.
Yeah, you could.
They're going to be giving you big savings all month long at Ray Chevy. Come in today, shop the model year-end sales event, drive home with employee pricing on every new Chevrolet model. You can get $3,000 to $11,000 off MSRP, or you can check out their selection of over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. With one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle for you. And as one of the top-selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, they're able to keep their prices competitive so you know you're getting a great deal. Don't miss out on their model year-end sales event going on all month long. For employee pricing on every new Chevrolet model, shop Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or raychevrolet.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. Together, let's drive.
I love Ray Chevy, and I also love our friends at Shady Rays. You know that moment the Bears get to 1-2, and you're so excited, and you just run out of the bar that you were having a great time with, and you left your sunglasses, and now you're home, and it's over. That's no problem. Because Shady Rays is going to hook you up. That's why Shady Rays is changing the game. The sunglasses, by the way, they're good looking. They're polarized. They're durable. They're not stupidly expensive. And yes, if you lose them, if you break them, even on day one, Shady Rays is sending you that brand new pair. No guilt trip, just the replacement. They'll be on the way. So, yes, they've been taking care of me. I've lost about 3 pairs. They don't like me about it, but hey, they keep on sending me new pairs, and I appreciate them for it. Shady Rays is eyewears that has your back, and we have teamed up with them to bring you an exclusive offer. You get 35% off when you use the code CHGO at ShadyRays.com. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. So I was reading Biggs time. His name is Brad Biggs.
Hanley. Biggs time.
Yeah. And he does a great job with his 10, what's he called? 10.
That's right. I went Hanley.
Brad Biggs, 10
Old
thoughts.
school.
10 thoughts. So, I thought the locker room thing yesterday was incredibly cool. And the Bears having a head coach that they respect is huge. Ben holding guys to their highest standards is awesome. Ben's creativity is awesome. Ben is the man.
What
yes.
did the locker room look like the week prior?
Interesting question by Lance. The week prior, it looked. Well, Ben was immediately after the game, he was a little bit defensive on his guys.
Are you talking about post game or during the week?
Post game.
Yeah, he was a little defensive, and then when we got to the Monday, that's when he first started calling out that, when we looked at the tape, we're not seeing what we want to see from some guys.
Right.
And so he instantly
but in the locker room, he said, "We believe in you."
Correct.
Yeah,
which is what you should do.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely what you should do. The reason why I asked the question is because, when you said, this locker room, and how amazing this locker room looks, it's not about what the locker room looks like when you're winning. It's about what it looks like when you take a big loss, and especially the way that they lost the week prior. 52 points defensively. We don't put many points up offensively. How are we handling that locker room then? Are we losing it? Is it together? Are we still believing in what we're doing to get to the incredible locker room that we're talking about?
Yeah, and I want to be clear. The Bears locker room for me has been a little too fun, little too easy for where they've been the last couple of years. These guys just seem like they're just having a great time. We played on the pregame show the other day, my interview with Nashawn Wright, and Corey Woods sitting there and Hoge too, this is how loud it is in there. I mean, it's just everyone's having a great time. And I'm kind of wondering, when is it going to feel like there's a weight on this, of losing?
Checks come on Thursday.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Hard to be upset on Thursday.
Exactly, which is cool. I get it. You're living your best life. You're in the NFL. But, I was kind of wondering when it was going to hit. But so the energy around Ben yesterday, what I'm talking about specifically, was awesome. And just to see these guys having a good time celebrating. But so I'm reading in Biggs' piece, veteran safety Kevin Byard didn't want Ben Johnson, who presented game balls to Williams and linebacker Tremaine Edmunds, to be overlooked in the hoopla. Byard pulled Williams aside before the music was killed so the coach could address the team. I told him, hey, make sure you give Ben the game ball. I want the quarterback to do it. It's meaningful to be able to give him one after his first win. So here's a veteran who's a captain, pulling aside the young quarterback, making sure that Caleb gives him the ball.
Why do we know all of that? Why do we know all of that? We don't need to know all of that. It's awesome. We can see the gesture and make our comments based off of that, but we don't need to know the conversation that Byard had to Caleb for Caleb to get it to Ben and Ben that
That's a whole different conversation
right
there. Why Kevin's sharing that?
Right. Why are you sharing that, man?
Yeah.
We get it. We can watch it. We can draw our own conclusions by watching what he did for Williams and Williams did for the coach and for the team and how they're rallying, and we see the energy, the vibes. That's awesome.
Well, and Steven actually asked me before the show, or maybe it was, I think it was Steven, how do we know that? I don't know. I don't know how Biggs got that piece of information, but he got that piece of information. And my whole point was look, the things that I'm watching this year, it is the relationship of the coach and the quarterback and how this is going. And if you watch how it's going on the field, it's going in a great direction. Better from week 2 he was better in week 2 after week 1. He was better in week 3 than week 2. If it keeps going up, I don't know how high is up right there, but if you look at Caleb's stats right now, he's in the top 10 in a lot of categories already, which is that's a hell of an accomplishment in week 2. But I would have, if I was going to nitpick it, this is where Hogan and I had our pregame battle. If I was going to nitpick it, I would have said it would have been better if Caleb did the game ball completely on his own and had that in his head versus having a veteran come up to him. That's totally fine. There's no huge issue here that Kevin Byard went and did that. But if Caleb had just come up like, I'm giving this to my coach, that would mean to me that these guys are really together on a level that they haven't been.
And this is why that is a problem. Like, Caleb might have already have thought to do that. And when Byard comes up and if he's saying that, listen, I was going to do that anyway. Like, that's why some of that stuff, like, we leave it for us to interpret and handle that stuff in the house, because now we're interpreting something in a context that we don't really know. Like, we're basing it off of something that was said by Kevin Byard that Caleb probably already understood, and so when he mentioned it to him, I was going to give Coach the ball anyway, and we know he deserves it. Right. We know the team. We all know it. So, whatever. They won.
Yeah, or exactly. And this is where I got into it because I was like a couple things. I mean, one is just if we're really going to get into that, I don't expect my second-year quarterback who's won 6 games now,
right?
Not a whole lot of wins to choose from, and this is the first one with this coach. Yeah. Okay, so it's the first time he's had a first-time head coach. To even think of that, nor do I care if he thinks about that. I do expect the veteran that's been in the league, what is this, year 11 for Kevin Byard?
12, I think.
12? Okay, so he's been through this stuff before. He's had multiple coaches. He's probably observed the locker room where Mike Vrabel got his first win, as a coach, and so he saw that. Like, that's why you have leaders. That's why you have veterans. Yeah. They've lived this stuff before. I wouldn't even think to judge the quarterback on whether or not he should have thought of that, nor do I care. You know what I care about? He threw 4 touchdowns. He had 142 passer rating. They won the game, 0 interceptions. He was the 3rd best quarterback in the league yesterday.
Chip
that's
nails.
What I care about.
And no chip nails, damn it.
Staying away from that one. Throwing on top of that, though, dude, every single practice throughout training camp and in the first 2 games, false start, Chicago, moving backwards. It just didn't look good, and it was annoying, and it was confusing as to how are they not getting this. Didn't happen yesterday. It was perfect. There were no pre-snap penalties. That in itself is a huge step forward. And where I really annoyed Hoge, by the way, that I forgot about pregame, I said, give me the football. I said, rather than just popping it up at Ben, if he had walked up to him and handed it to him.
Yeah, he didn't like
him in the eye.
It
just gave him and rather than here
now,
you
can
go.
You explain
you gotta
that
look
one?
him in the eye.
Yeah.
It's important.
Because it's
you thought it was more of like a disrespectful.
It was like, hey,
there you go. I have to give it to you. Kevin's making me give you the ball.
Yeah.
Instead of here, I really mean it.
I love you. You're my hero. I will do whatever you tell me to do for the rest of my life. That flea flicker was incredible. Ben, and then a big hug, and now I think we're winning the Super Bowl.
Don't forget, T-Man, he's gonna payroll deduct you on that football now.
Yeah, right. That's just true.
It's gonna be payroll deducted.
Right.
Mm-hmm. See, I think Caleb was doing exactly what Swift did. That was the same pitch. That was the flea flicker play.
Well, maybe that was it. But Swift got hit. Anyway, bottom line, at the end of the day, I get this. It doesn't matter. They had a great moment in that locker room. It was incredible. Like, Ben's got the hair coming off, the hat's off. I think it's, I
want to see it again. I want to see it again next week. I want to see it again the following week, the following week, the following week, week after that. Let's keep that going.
What does Tony Medlin do when you slam a helmet down?
He'll run up. He say, Hoss, Hoss, don't do that, Hoss, don't do that, don't do that, right? And we already know. I'm not going to slam a helmet. To me,
I saw a lot of helmets get slammed yesterday. That's why.
Helmets apparently failed their football players a lot. I don't understand it. I watched it too on the sideline. I'm like, why are you slamming your helmet? Like, it means nothing. It means nothing. The helmet didn't do it. You did it.
Yeah, and you guys got to have that controlled aggression out there, right?
Right.
I mean, that's
but I know, like, at the high school level, we see one of those players do something like that. That's a big no-no.
Because you know where they're learning it from.
Yeah, exactly.
You know where they're learning it from. But come on, man, come on, fellas.
You can be mad, but be mad at yourself.
Be mad at yourself,
and then correct it. Most importantly,
don't be a drama queen.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Mm-mm.
Look, as we get to the top of the hour here, we're not quite there yet, Steve. No, we're not there. Okay, good. Okay, great. Look, there's a couple things that we haven't covered today. The emergence.
Hey, Rogue Agent 88, we actually had that conversation this morning. It's funny you made that joke.
That's what I was laughing at.
He said this is why Karm should be traded to CHGO Pulse.
Rogue Agent.
That was actually said in our meeting this morning.
A Rogue Agent, you wouldn't know what to do if I wasn't here. Like just you I make your life better. You know that deep down in your Rogue Agent. Without me, Rogue Agent, your Rogue Agent would never see the light of day. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so now we can go to the diehard situation? All right, great. I've got a couple questions in overtime that I want to get to. But become a diehard. Thank you to all the friends watching on the TV as we move into the YouTube. And, yes, hit us up here on the 85% off. It's final day of the sale.
No,
here,
it's already over.
But
we do have a new shirt for you today. Victory Monday, shirt release.
Victory Monday.
Good, better, best.
Get it while it lasts.
And you could, if you don't like good, better, best, you could also put like Green Bay and then insert whatever word letter you want to do or whatever word you want to do for the last B. I won't do that right here. But, there's a lot of options right there. Great shirt.
Green Bay blocked field goal.
Yeah. And rumor has it that some of our elite diehards, a.k.a. the one and only Gary Ross, has already bought the T-shirt. So we put it out.
It's really weird that you know that.
Well,
I just want that.
Gary and I have we're in an intimate relationship at this point. Nonstop football thoughts coming my way, and I appreciate him for it. So here's a question. Luther Burden had his best game as a Bear yesterday. We're 3 games in. This guy, you spent the 39th pick on him. You were thrilled that he fell to you. Do you think that the Bears should do their very best to make Luther more of a focal point of the offense as we move forward, or is that too early?
Well, I think they are doing that. I think you got to understand that with his talent, if he was totally in tune with the entire playbook and they felt like they could trust him to play a whole game, he would be playing a whole game already. So there's levels to this. There's steps. I don't have it in front of me. I know John's mentioned it this morning. I want to say his snap count was like 17 or something. Like still wasn't a ton, but it was a little bit more. And if you actually look at the flea flicker, the personnel was interesting because they were in 12 personnel, and they basically shifted into 21 personnel, which means you have two wide receivers out there. The 2 wide receivers, DJ Moore and Rome Odunze, were on the bench. They weren't actually out there. The 2 wide receivers were Luther Burden and Olamide Zaccheaus. So you're giving the defense a different look.
Full sell in the run on every
Yeah.
And by the way, if people forget when that play happened, it came after the Cowboys kicked a field goal. Bears getting the football. First play of the drive.
I didn't even realize until I was watching the film this morning. Caleb threw back-to-back touchdowns.
That's right.
Because it was after the first touchdown.
Yep.
But so I love dialing that up, right? Like, so you just had this great moment where you essentially self-corrected the error you had with DJ Moore back in week 1. Remember we had that big deal about how DJ changed his route and Caleb didn't react and he threw it out of bounds, and we're all like, well, you got to throw that. I mean,
right.
I don't care if he changed his route. Like, the ball's got to be in bounds. Well, that's what Rome Odunze did on that touchdown. His guy, he swatted the guy to the ground, and he goes, there's no safety over the top. I'm going straight to the end zone. And if you watch this film, Caleb didn't flinch. He speaks to the chemistry that they have that maybe he's still developing with DJ. I don't know. But he saw it right away and threw a laser, which is what we wanted to see, in stride. Then you come back the very next play after the Cowboys have the ball, and you dial up the White House flea flicker, and I love it. I mean, that's what good offensive coordinators do.
Don't force it. I think they know. I think the coaching staff knows that Luther Burden's going to be a big part of the offensive success, but you don't want to force anything. At this point, you never want to force anything anyway. You want it to naturally fit and see how it fits and what you can do better from this standpoint or from that standpoint. And you see DJ playing running back. You see DJ playing running back. You see a lot of things that I think he's really setting things up for his creativity. You know, we see these players doing this. We're seeing the flea flicker this week, and we're really starting. I think he's really starting. He's going to get into his bag at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Luther too, if you were to rewind back not that long ago, he's getting pulled off the field because he's not. He wasn't doing what he's supposed to be doing on the plays in training camp. So the concept that he's really got the offense down, that he can be out there, even a bulk of the time is probably, maybe it's coming a little bit too fast. There's a lot to learn here, and they're not just asking him to play one position the whole thing. One more. Theo Bennett got a little bit of time yesterday because Darnell Wright got dinged up, and then Darnell fought his way back on the field. And Bennett seemed to hold his own when he was out there.
12 snaps, I believe.
Yeah, and Braxton played better too, but I'm wondering, with this whole situation, does it make sense in any way, shape, or form that Benedette is maybe he's given both those guys a break at some point, and you're working him in because you got a lot at stake here as far as figuring out A, if he can play, and B, maybe Darnell Wright. We've talked about it over and over again. Not in the greatest shape. Braxton's still coming off an injury. I almost feel like it makes sense to get Benedette in there, and maybe not on both sides. Yeah. Maybe that's too hard to do.
I mean. No.
Okay.
Listen, because as good as Darnell Wright is, there were plays he absolutely whiffed on plays. He whiffed on a play that we shifted. Ben Johnson shifted players over. You didn't see much movement at all from the defense, so you knew right away we have the numbers right now. They run the ball. They run the ball to the right. Darnell Wright whiffs on the ball on the defensive end that's on that side. He hits Swift in the backfield. He gets that block. We're down the field. We're going to get at least 8 to 10 yards on that play. So, no, there are things that we still need to get corrected, for our best offensive linemen, whether it be Braxton, whether it be Darnell Wright, Jonah Jackson, all of those guys along need as much work as they possibly can. Now, if they're hurting and ailing, yes, then bring that guy in. But we want our best. If we can keep our best healthy, that gives us the best chance to win, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this was a big game for Braxton Jones to do what he did because I think he was one of that's most vulnerable. I was always going to take this to the bye week, so we got one more game to sort of evaluate and see if changes are warranted at that point. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I said this publicly, but in my head, because last week, you're like, oh, man, Braxton Jones can't put together a full game. What's the best solution here? You don't really have another left tackle. They seem to all be right tackles. You drafted a right tackle, even though you had already used the 10th pick on another right tackle. And I do wonder, this Darnell Wright elbow thing we're going to have to watch because he was essentially playing one-handed late in that game yesterday. Yeah. And if it's the right elbow, if you have to make a move, let's just say hypothetically, behind the scenes, Ozzie, despite being inactive, they feel like he could be a rock-solid right tackle. They're like, whoops, we probably shouldn't have drafted him because he's right tackle only. But he is right tackle.
All of his highlights were from the right tackle spot. So he goes left.
And now, let's say Braxton struggles next week. Uh-huh. Darnell's got this right elbow injury. Are you tempted to flip Darnell Wright to the left side at that point to get Ozzie Trapillo in?
No.
Okay.
No, you don't do that. You don't take your best right tackle, and move him. I'm trying to think of like Walter Jones. Walter Jones, when he played for Seattle, he played left tackle. Okay? And you get an injury on your right side, you don't take your best left tackle and move him over to the right. You have to find somebody to fill in over there, but this side right here is handled. Let's keep that side handled, and so where Darnell is, he's going to man that side down. We got to figure out. We were supposed to figure this out before now. We're supposed to have a guy that comes in that can man down that left side if Braxton couldn't do it, and so that is not to me. You're putting pressure on Darnell that you were supposed to handle from the staff.
I agree with you. I just also wonder sometimes
if he's the best option.
What Ozzie Trapillo's doing here. It's not his fault. I like Ozzie, but it's like you used a second-round pick on a right tackle only. It was weird in the moment.
It was. I said I would love to see a highlight of him playing left tackle. I haven't seen one. Okay.
Well, we saw it in training camp for a minute. Walter Jones, by the way, is a great name. That dude was a beast, and he consistent.
I have one of his helmets. I have his helmet at home, and it when I put it on my head, made me look like I was a little kid.
That is saying something. Hey, on the way out here, because I think even the most optimistic Bears fan can live in the reality that this year is about the quarterback and the head coach. And through 3 games, Caleb Williams, yardage, 715. That's 9th in the NFL. Yards per throw, yards per play, 7.7. Tied for 9th. Okay? Touchdowns. He's got 7. That's tied with Aaron Rodgers for the most in the NFL. 1 better than Baker, Lamar, Justin Herbert. 2 better than Stafford, Allen, Jordan Love. If you go by ESPN's QBR rating, Caleb Williams, 67. That places him 9th. In front of Love, in front of Stafford, in front of Dak, and 1 behind Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts. This is good company. QB rating, if you like that stat, he's number 6 at 107.6. 1 behind Jordan, or 1 behind Josh Allen, 1 in front of Justin Herbert. Completion percentage, that's where it drops down to 21. He's at 63.4. But the overall point here is that, look, man, and then the sack number, by the way, it's way down. He's sacked 14th most at 6 after having none yesterday. So it's just a lot of things are getting better.
Let me summarize what you just said. Steven, put the camera on me. It might only be 3 weeks. The Bears have a top 10 quarterback right now.
By the numbers, they do.
They have a top 10 quarterback right now. Through 3 weeks, with Ben Johnson here, with an improved offensive line, with more weapons. Caleb hasn't been perfect. He is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL right now. The stats show it. The tape shows it. Now you just got to keep it going.
And I don't think anybody also would say that, like, dude, it's game 3 that he's just scratching the surface here. I mean, if you ask Ben Johnson,
I think he is scratching the surface. We're writing down. You had a whole list of misses yesterday. Still,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you ask Ben Johnson, how much does he truly understand of your system? And we put the polygraph on him. He wouldn't be like, oh, he's got it down.
20%.
Yeah, right.
20%. Like there's still so much room for growth here. He should have been 5 touchdowns yesterday.
I mean, I didn't even have that thought.
Well, he should have been 5 because the one that Rome didn't hold on to.
More.
It could have been 5 touchdowns.
Yeah. Well, Rome did drop that ball. Ball came out wonky, but
that's what I mean. Like it could have been better, and you would have 5 touchdowns.
Rome got hit hard on that play, though. I give him a little. He should have caught it, but it was a tough catch. At any rate, bottom line, dude's on a good. He's on a good trajectory. So
this was fun. All right, let's do it again next week. Okay, this time in Vegas.
I'd rather not start the day with you all, whatever you were today.
Well, don't make some asinine point about how he flipped the ball to his head coach.
Just to upper management, somebody get this guy a desk. He needs a desk.
It was about the
make
desk.
something out of it. Oh,
he needs a desk, and to never be touched, and somebody needs to like polish it when he's gone. Just so when he comes in, it's nice and it's shiny and everything's organized. Yeah, no. So you don't need a desk, do you? 55, you're good.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you come in. You
That's
do your
not
thing.
my wheelhouse.
And by the way, actually, I probably deserve my own office if we're being honest. But we can talk about that another time.
Read the super chats.
Super chats. Garden Hoser with the new avatar. Look at the hoagie thing he's doing.
It's creepy.
I don't know what that is, but it's a great look. $5 from the Hoser. Big W, boys. That's what happens when both sides of the ball show up. Let's take all that into this Sunday in Vegas. Also updated the Hoge face bear down. We noticed, Garden Hoser. We noticed. And hey, if you're coming out to Vegas and you haven't booked your trip with us, that's totally cool. We get it. Lots of ways to get there. But come to the tailgate or else we'll hunt you down. Tickets are available at ALLCITY.com. Yes, Steven.
They're available on TrueFanTravel.com.
Oh,
Anthony Orsi being one of those people, he just bought 3 tickets to our Vegas tailgate.
Let's
did?
go.
Anthony Orsi.
All right, Anthony.
Right there.
You better say hi to me first. Thank you, Anthony Orsi. I see you in the chat there. Thank you, Anthony. Zero Demon, $10. Hey, Lance, what's your shirt say?
Pussycat.
All right.
There it is.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Pink Panther.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, Braggs is a big cat guy.
Interesting.
He is?
Yeah.
Him and Floose.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's got 2 cats now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Interesting.
No Gregory in the chat today. It's very unlike Gregory. Maybe he's in the pool having a cigar.
Or maybe he's at Medina shooting 86. No, 86 is the next one.
Yeah. Tyler Day,
make
$5. Big. Yeah. Tyler Day, biggest difference between this and Jags or Panthers last year feels different. So that's an interesting bring up there, Tyler, on the back end here, because he did throw 4 touchdown passes, and the Bears did score 36 points.
His name is Ben Johnson.
There it is, Tyler.
That is what's different. And if you also just watch, he is – I don't want to go back and watch the London game, but if I did, I guarantee you I would not see as many instances of a guy just sort of in command of the offense, sitting calmly in the pocket, going through his progressions. I think it was probably a little bit more freelancing. It's just a better situation for Caleb to be in, without a doubt.
Rome's a year better too. Let's not sleep on that. Guy's got 4 touchdown passes. He had 3 all of last year, and you just forget about the catches. He just looks a whole lot better.
Yep.
That's another thing.
Shout out Leonard Gord, became a YouTube member. Appreciate you.
You're right.
Appreciate everybody being here. Numbers were huge yesterday. Tailgate was fun.
Yeah, hit the like button on the way out. If you have not subscribed to the channel, we'd greatly appreciate it. If you do that Monday through Friday at 1 o'clock, pre and post on whenever the Bears play, and if there is breaking news, we are doing a show. So turn those notifications on, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend as we continue to try to grow this thing as big as we can possibly make it. So thank you.
Yep.
Lance, always good to have you in town, my friend.
Thank you.
We'll be back tomorrow. Karm will be off for the holiday.
I am off for the holiday,
It'll be
so
myself and Braggs. We're gonna go get some hot dogs at Wiener Circle
There you go.
and do a great show. How about that?
that could be a tune. Just me, myself, and Braggs. Just me, myself, and Braggs.
Stephen, please end the show. We'll see everybody tomorrow.
Just me, myself, and Braggs. Just
Of all the times for the end screen not to work. I'm going to try again.
oh, we're still here.
No, we're still here.
Just me, myself, and Braggs. Maybe this.
We all silly like the mayor.